Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Uninformed Fan. I'm trying to keep my vibes up, even though there's a lot of disarray around me and a lot of negativity. But, we're here, we're doing it. We're a little bit late today, and that's because our good friend Jeffrey had to, go take care of some stuff. Jeff, how are we feeling today?
I'm sore.
Yeah.
So I have like an abscess.
Would you like? I was gonna say, would you like to, or we don't have to get into this?
Oh, it's fine. I don't know. So I guess I caught some like bacteria, and this cyst that I've had for forever just flared up. And so it happened the day before my 40th. I went in and they did it. I was feeling okay. I had an appointment set up for today as well too, and I went back and it had flared up again. So like they take 4 shots, boom, 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 stick you with some needles, and then basically lean on you with 2 hands and squeeze as hard as they possibly can. And it's not fun, but it is life. And here we are. So
as a lifelong pimple popper, I can tell you, I know exactly how you feel, brother. I know exactly how you feel. Well,
and they also take a scalpel and swipe it off to then do the thing. It's not great.
You know what else is not great, Jeffrey?
Being a Bears fan.
Turf toe. Turf toe is not great, but also being a Bears fan. Breaking news here. I'm sure you've heard it by now. Joe Burrow is essentially out for the season. I'm going to say that, yes, he's going to have surgery on a very bad turf toe, which I got to remind myself again what exactly a turf toe looks like. So I'm going to bring that up. I know it's very, very painful. And I know that nobody likes it the way that's called because a turf toe really just sounds like you got like a little toe abrasion, but it is very serious. Joe Burrow goes down once again, and my fantasy team is in absolute shambles because of it. Unbelievable. The backups go out. We're going to get into that as well. I mean, Joe Burrow stock, all the inventory of sports cards that I have, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, drive it off a cliff. We're now bag holders for another season. Jeff, we talked about this in preseason, right? We talked about that offensive line and how he was running for his life in the preseason. Saw it again, and gosh dang it, man, they just did it again. They cannot keep him healthy.
Ironically too, right? Burrow goes down. Somehow they still end up winning that game, which I'm sure we'll get to. But
I will say this.
They're now 2-0.
Jake Browning looked better than Joe Burrow.
Well, now, so Browning is at least can mitigate how bad that offensive line is because he can run a little bit, right?
He's a little bit more mobile, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not Burrow. I mean, he's not making those throws. He's not. You saw he had 3 picks yesterday.
Yeah.
And so Burrow goes down. Browning throws for 3 picks. They still win the game. And in the past 6 years, yes, they should absolutely trade for Jameis Justice. In the past 6 years, I think I saw a stat that the 2 wins are as many wins combined as they've had in the past 6 years in the first 2 weeks.
Correct. So they're absolutely terrible.
They always start off super slow.
Right. This is the first year that they're 2-0.
Yeah.
And now they've lost Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
And okay, Jake Browning was serviceable, but yes, okay, I guess if there's somewhere sniffing around the playoffs, which I still think is going to be an absolute long shot with that defense. And we already talked about Joe Burrow is going to have to be Superman once again in order to get them into the playoffs. I laid out 3-month recovery time. It's going to put him out sometime of December.
Yeah, I mean, he could be back in
December,
in January, I guess, but
mid-December. But I don't know. I don't see it. Fantasy owners, pour one out for the homies. Joe Burrow, obviously drafted very, very high, goes down. And, Jameis is out there. The New York Giants said that they would not trade him earlier in the year, as Jeremy brought up in the show. Everybody has a price. All I can think about is, man, how good Kyle Trask would look over there. But, he's still being held hostage by the Bush League Bucks and not being able to pursue any type of career in the NFL. And regardless if Jake Browning is it, he could be a serviceable backup. But you know what? They're still holding on to him. So RIP Cincinnati Bengals, RIP Joe Burrow, RIP Fields of Burrow fantasy team. I'll tell you what, Jeff, if I'm able to come back and repeat it, it will be an absolute miracle and well-deserving.
Yeah, and
So,
it's tough too, especially if you drafted Jamar Chase, number
number
one
one
overall
overall,
or two overall, and all of
which
a
he still
sudden
put
now,
up numbers, correct?
yeah, no, I mean he still went off, but I it's much tougher sledding, as well too. Do you want to talk about that game at all?
Yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna do it.
'Cause
We're gonna start off with this. The Jags
you know,
Bears or the Bengals 27-31. No
yeah,
way did I think after Joe Burrow goes out, do the Jacksonville Jaguars lose this game, but the Jags managed to Jags.
yeah, and I listen. This over was one of my favorite ones of the week. I picked up Trevor Lawrence in every fantasy league and started him ahead of guys like Jordan Love because I believed in what he could do. And I think he ended up outscoring Jordan Love by 1 point. So I was validated in the start. But just objectively bad, and the body language is terrible as well too. If you look at Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence going back and forth on the field,
They had a
Liam
little
Cohen
incident.
yelling at Trevor Lawrence, telling him to hit the guy in the chest. Trevor Lawrence waving him off. I thought the 4th and 5 call was objectively terrible to go for it there. Liam Cohen says it's a go 100 times out of 100. I don't really agree with that. It's 4th and 5. You're on the 8-yard line. Something like that. You kick the field goal there, you make Jake Browning come down and score a touchdown. Now they end up coming down and scoring a touchdown anyway, but it changes the complete mindset of the game. So I would have, and I understand you want to control your own fate, you want to control everything, and you can do that if you get the first down there or score a touchdown. I completely get all that. But for me, it's just, and I guess hindsight's always 2020 as well. The way this game turned, though, as well, was, coming down at the very end, and they make a terrible pass interference call on Travis Hunter. This is the situation right here where he's saying hit him in the chest, and Trevor Lawrence is telling him to go fuck himself, which is, I can very much agree with Trevor Lawrence. In the middle of a game, I don't need my coach telling my quarterback to hit the guy in the chest. Like it looks messy and it looks terrible. So,
Well, it looks like an inexperienced head coach.
yeah, absolutely.
That's all.
But
I mean, coaches are allowed to make mistakes as well, and I'm sure at the end of it, he probably reflected by it. Game moment, right? Game heated moment, thinking that that the game's on the line. They have obviously a great chance to beat the Cincinnati Bengals, and yeah, got a little excited probably.
I also thought that Travis Hunter pass interference they had on 4th and 5 was objectively a terrible call as well too, and that completely changed the game because they're off the field. Travis Hunter makes an incredible play on the ball, knocks it down, pretty much has zero contact with the wideout. Ref throws the flag. Travis Hunter turns to him and says, "There's no way, you got to be making money off this," or something like that. And then they come down and score the touchdown at the end of the game. Tough for Jags fans. And now Jags fans are calling for Brian Thomas Jr. to be benched because they didn't like his body language. He had a couple drops on the day. It's messy in Jacksonville right now. So,
and here's the play in question right here.
He turns his head.
Pretty minimal.
Minimal
contact for NFL standards.
And it's 4th and 5. You're deciding the game on that, right? Like to me, that's.
So I guess right here is
I don't. I mean,
holding the arm.
His hand is extended on Travis Hunter at this point, right? Like his hand is on Travis Hunter to try to create separation.
Yeah, I don't see it. Well, a little push there from Travis Hunter, maybe. Again, I think we can both agree it's pretty minimal. Regardless, it's to call the game on it. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Brian Thomas Jr. had 12 targets and caught 4.
Yeah, tough sledding out here, bro.
Tough sledding. Well, the Jags are going to Jags. They're a franchise very similar, I would think, to the Chicago Bears, and they just can't get anything right.
Oof, man.
Yeah,
so let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's just move right into this shithole. The Bears 21, the Lions 52. Me and the 3 times are talking a little bit beforehand, and Jeremy has a little bit more optimism. He brought up the good point. Jared Goff in his first 2 games with Ben Johnson's offense has put up the exact same stats. I'm not saying that it's a bust in general. I'm just saying this team is in complete shambles. You talked a little bit earlier at the beginning of the season how you felt about the defense, and I know that we have a few starters out. I was not all in on this defense this year, and they are just getting absolutely torched. Dennis Allen is getting torched. Now, I know we didn't have Kyler Gordon. Jalen Johnson gets hurt again. Tremaine Edmonds gets hurt again. Blah, 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 blah. It's next man up. It's the NFL. I don't give a shit. Okay, you can still lose and not lose like this. Tyreek Stevenson getting just absolutely cooked all over the field. Jameson Williams all over the field. Amon St. Brown all over the field. And then we go into the offensive side. Rome Odunze is obviously going to be a must start moving forward. He sat on my bench because I just didn't know. And I started Travis Etienne Jr., still not a bad start. Where's DJ Moore? Where's Cole Kmet? Where's your top 10 pick, Colston Loveland, with one target? I don't know what's happening. I don't know if this is like, okay, we're putting out the buffet, but you get the smallest spoon in order to ingest this. Like, okay, we have this big old buffet out here, but here's a teaspoon. That's what you get to eat off of this buffet. I don't like it. I don't like Caleb Williams' body language. I don't like his interaction with the head coach. You can see Ben Johnson numerous times on the sideline, visibly frustrated with what Caleb Williams is or is not doing. It's the Chicago Bears, baby. It is what it is. Off-season champs, biggest, our vice president's too worried about building a new stadium so he can host a Super Bowl than building a team that can compete. And it shows. And Ryan Poles has had some good picks. He's missed a lot of picks. And it's very painfully obvious in the trenches. We are just completely outmanned and outgunned still. Yeah. And until that changes, I don't see how this Bears team can change. You get Caleb Williams some time, sure, guys can get open, but he's holding on the ball too long, which he's done all through college. He's done it throughout his pro tenure. Looked better in the preseason when he was getting it out, but we've gone right back to it. Again, Rome Odunze is absolutely looking great. Luther Burden III brought in a couple trick plays or whatever. I don't know what the trick play was to start the first snap of the game in the second series. We went right back to it. I don't know, man. The Bears are in shambles. Bears fans, I said, the expectation has to be low. We have to see progression. I have not seen progression. It is what it is. Ben Johnson's not going anywhere. Caleb Williams is not going anywhere. This is a 2 to 3 year program that we're going to have to build out. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season.
Yeah, you touched on, some different things. And obviously, I cannot trust the Chicago Bears anymore. They were one of my best bets this week. I loved the number that we were getting. And honestly, the game was the game. And it was pretty close up until that last possession before halftime. And that's when everything really just turned in for the worse. And Isaac Tesla makes the incredible catch on the sideline. They have the issue with the time and the clock.
Well, the first half thing that really put a nail in the coffin, right? The guy catches. I think it was That's not Tesla. It's Tesla or something like that.
No, whatever. It's Tesla. It's Tesla. It's Isaac Tesla.
They pronounce They pronounce it differently. Oh, okay. I'm bad with names, but the guy was like pronouncing it Tesla. Anyway, yes, he catches it and he falls inbounds. The clock should have kept rolling. They did not. Well, actually, the clock kept rolling.
They said he was out of bounds.
The guy waved him out. Turns out he was inbounds, touchdown. The clock. So they burned 10 seconds off the clock. They should have never gotten another play off. And if minimum, they got a field goal off at minimum. Instead, they get 6 seconds put back on the clock. Yep. And then they just have the easy out route. I think that
Amon St. Brown just dotting up Tyreek Stevenson all day long. And listen, I understand you're missing Edwards, or Edwards and Johnson both come back from injury, both re-injure themselves and leave this game. But also, like we talk about, the draft, right? And Colston Loveland, top 10 pick, 0 targets. Luther Burden III.
One.
Oh, he had 1 target. Sorry, 0 catches. Luther Burden III, 0 catches as well, too. You talk about your 2 second-round picks, Ozzie Tripolo, who was a healthy scratch. And then who's the other guy? Shamar, what was it? The other second-round pick?
Shamar Turner.
Shamar Turner, who's a second-round pick, healthy scratch at D tackle. And if I'm looking at this from an objective view, and I'm saying, where was the Green Bay Packers most successful against the Detroit Lions? It was by getting pressure with 4, right? And making Goff uncomfortable, get him off of the spot. You got no pressure all day. And honestly, Dan Campbell ran up the score. I don't care what he says, whatever it is. This was a statement. This was Dan Campbell saying, first of all, saying this week we're going to win this game, coming out, doing it, and then also putting a bow on it and running up the score on you. I thought it was a kind of a slap in the face. And if I'm in that locker room, you need to take it like that. And you need to have some fucking pride. Because Dennis Allen, I don't know what you're doing, homie. but that was embarrassing.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I just the body language to me, DJ Moore is checked out. I've said this numerous times. I don't know what's happening there. Roma Dunze and Caleb Williams seem to have an amazing connection. You drafted Colston Loveland 10th overall, and you have no plans to get him. I mean, again, one target throughout the whole game for a top 10 pick. I mean, what are we doing? That top 10 pick, I mean, okay, so maybe there was nobody of value for the offensive line or defense or whatever, but, you know, you look back at some of the questionable
when you
things.
Have Cole Kmet,
you know,
I mean, you already have a tight end. Like,
right.
And
I mean, you look at some of the questionable
things.
Run
2 tight end sets, but it's like,
well, yeah, I mean, everybody, even Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers, everybody will take it if you want it, but to use a top 10 pick on him, that's a whole different scenario. And then, you know, like I said, you know, you look back at Roquan Smith, at him letting them go. Okay, we make the Montez Sweat trade. You don't put anybody else with him. You know, you allow Micah Parsons to go to your arch rival.
Yeah.
Did you even reach out? I don't know. As you said numerous times, salary cap is a myth in the NFL. There's ways that you could just restructure things, bonus money, this, that, and the other. You have no pressure. You have no pressure. You've had no pressure for years. That defense is, to me, Tremaine Edmonds and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember the other
TJ Edwards.
Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. When we went from Roquan Smith to those guys, that went down big time. It is what it is. These guys don't have the step that they have. You've seen it from the guy that was brought over from the Colts. There's a reason why the Bills didn't want him as well. Like, it is what it is, man. I mean, we're trying to piece together things. We give Kyler Gordon, you know, the highest paid slot corner, and he still hasn't played this year. Tweaks his hamstring in preseason, and that's no knock on him. It's just, it is what it is. And I don't know, man. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I see us just getting whooped up every single week. I was talking to 3 times a little bit about this. You know, we look so forward to football, man. And when your team comes out and is just absolute dog's ass, it's just like, I mean, great. Great. Now we have another season, but we spent too much time on these guys. I think that the season will get better. You know, Colston Loveland, to me, I didn't want to take him in fantasy just for this reason. I figured he was going to start slow. If it's that intricate for a quarterback, you know, for him coming in and all of the weapons, just like you said, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Cole Kmet, Luther Burden III, DeAndre Swift, heavily involved in that offense, which I'm actually pretty surprised about. A lot of play action passing and everything, so good pick up there. But I think that Colston Loveland will have a good second half once he gets a little bit underneath him. But again, whatever, Bears fans. I mean, we're starting off in the cellar, right? I mean, it can't get much worse. So whatever. I mean,
it can't. I mean, you do play the Cowboys next week, so
that, you know what, that's actually a great point, because we're going to go right into this with the Cowboys 30.
I don't know what
against the
Giants is on that game, but
that's a great point, because obviously the Cowboys have gotten absolutely torched. Absolutely torched 2 weeks in a row. So if you can't put up points against the Dallas Cowboys,
it's a problem.
That's a big exposure problem. 37-40. This is a hashtag that I've used for many years. Hashtag kickers matter. It's the state of the NFL that we're in. Brandon Aubrey, I think that's his name, kicks a 64-yard field goal to send it into overtime, and it was probably good from 70 to 75. Who knows? Wow. Russell Wilson putting up like 55 in fantasy. To me, again, as entertaining and as good as the NFL is, it's quite a joke at sometimes. What was it, a minute and 30 seconds left or something like this? The Giants go down in 3 plays, score a touchdown, leave like 45 seconds on, and then the Cowboys just go straight down, get on the other side of the 50 with, you know, time left, who kick a field goal. It's like, it's kind of a comical at this point.
Well, and I'll say this too, is I'm screaming at the television. Obviously, I put out Dallas as the survivor pick, and I talked some of my friends into taking Dallas as well too, even though they didn't want to. But I'm like, look, Dak's won the past 13 games in a row against the Giants, right? Like, there's like the last time Dak lost to the Giants, there were still 2 seasons of Game of Thrones left. That's how long it's been. So like the fact that
what an analogy.
It's crazy, right? Like, it's crazy to think about, because obviously you think 14 times in a row, you're like, oh, that's only 7 years, but no, like, that's just Dak. So that you taking out Dak being injured a couple of years as well too. Like, it's wild to think about that it's been like almost 10 years since he's lost to them. I couldn't believe watching this game that the DBs just didn't understand, like, hey, maybe we don't let Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors behind us. Maybe we don't allow Russell Wilson to just throw up fucking pop flies and let these dudes run under it. Maybe as a safety, I should play back a little bit and keep the guy in between me and the end zone and be able to intercept the pass. And they finally do it. It took them 5 quarters to figure that out, but they finally did it in overtime where they ran the safety over the top and Russ throws it right to the guy. They get the interception. And then obviously Dallas comes down and kicks the field goal. I thought it was crazy that in regulation, Dallas comes down and, Dak hits the dot to, I think it was Ferguson at like the 50, right? And instead of trying to pick up more yards, they decide to center the ball for like 2 yards.
Yeah.
On a run.
They're like, 65 yards? Yeah, perfect.
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, there's no way that you're trying to set up for a 65-yarder and you're that confident. But, man, give Schottenheimer credit, man. He knew exactly what he was doing. They got down there. They kicked the field goal. And, yeah, I mean, Aubrey he's unbelievable, And I think the story is incredible as well, too. He was like, the first-round pick in the MLS draft at one point. And was supposed to be an MLS player and then ended up kind of not loving it. And he's watching kickers with his wife on television. And he's like, I can do that. And now look at him. He's the best kicker in the NFL. Like,
it does it effortlessly.
The
one that he would cook for the game winner was like 45 yards or whatever. They're like,
it's incredible.
It's a chip shot.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's never seen anything like it in my life. And I'm somebody who grew up on Sebastian Janikowski, the Polish powder keg. And, I mean, like even Vinatieri was like, he was great. He was accurate, but he was
Polish powder keg.
He was never kicking the ball from like 55. Like that was just unheard of. And
no,
now it's like, we'll just
if you remember,
we'll just get in range for 65. It'll be fine. Like it's like what?
50 yards used to be like, whoa, these guys are hit 50. Now it's like, I think I heard it. The 60 is the new 50. It's just the way it is. Yeah.
Insane.
Well, let's get into your other pick. The New York Football Jets got absolutely rolled by the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Justin Fields out early in this one with the concussion. Does not return. Bills 30,
not
Jets
that
10.
Early. I mean, he got knocked out in the third quarter.
Oh, I thought it was in the first half.
No, he got knocked out like the third quarter. This game was over after the first possession. I mean, it was.
I saw he had like 50-yard rushing.
Can I just say this as well too?
You can say whatever you want, Jeff. This is a podcast.
I do understand that. I listen to a lot of people who are incredibly well respected. And then I do my own research and I come up with the plays that I like, right? Everybody who I knew that was a professional bettor loved the Jets in this spot. Because objectively, it's
also love the Bears.
It's very yes. Objectively, you're talking about pretty much the same kind of personnel and the kind of the same deal with Baltimore. And Baltimore just ran it down their throat against Buffalo. And now you come out and you can't do anything on offense against a Bills defense that is just, we know it's not good. And you can't do anything. I mean, Tyrod Taylor came down and scored a touchdown, for God's sake. And the Bills weren't good. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen had like 100 yards passing in this game. But James Cook gets 2 touchdowns. They just kind of sit on the lead. They play clock management, blah, 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 bleed you to death, and the game's over. And it was just, hand up, my bad.
I will say Aaron Glenn did come out and take full accountability for this, that he didn't have that team ready, and it was obviously apparent.
Can you believe that this guy's here?
It's, the ban is finally out. Welcome back, Ian. The 30-day ban is over. He is back in.
He's just waiting for me to get done so I can go play Call of Duty with him.
A little Call of Duty later. Another great game that we had is the Colts Broncos. What a seesaw game this one's. Again, kickers matter. Kickers matter, Jeffrey.
Kickers don't matter.
Kickers matter. Colts end up missing a field goal here. And the idiot Broncos guy leverages over the center to get a 15-yard penalty with no time on the clock. Can't end on a penalty. Re-kick. Colts win. After the Denver Broncos missed their kick to win the game. Yes, a kicker parlays all over the place, Ian. You know my thoughts on this.
I'll just
Danny Dimes 2-0. Danny Dimes 2-0.
And I'll just touch on what Ian said right here, the kicker parlay. I took it last night.
Show.
Huh?
You already did last show. You take the kickers over 1.5.
Every primetime game, especially in the dome. I mean, it's literally like clockwork. And tonight you're gonna have, Now tonight's a little tough because you got Chase McLaughlin. I don't know, but him and Kyrie Fairbairn, you're going to think in a two decent defenses that you're probably going to get some field goal attempts there, right? And two should be good. And then the other one you have Carlson and whoever the kid is for the Chargers. So I like him. I took him last night. I hit for whatever it was in the first half on a $25 two-teamer. It was like, I don't know, 80 bucks or something.
Got all your units back from the picks?
But yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Just take kicker parlays and figure it out. I'm so happy for Danny Dimes. I'm so happy for this Colts team. They were a love of mine. I picked them to win the division before the year started. I think they have a great roster. I think one of the best coaching staffs in the entire NFL as well, too. And I just think it's really nice to see. When they won, I thought it was really cool that Quentin Nelson and Warren run straight to Danny Dimes and give him a huge hug, and you can just see they're kind of playing for each other right now. And I think that's a great thing. My boy James Leake, who's a diehard Colts fan, is pissed off because Danny Dimes is taking touchdown runs away from Jonathan Taylor at the goal line. And
and that's what fantasy does to us, guys. That's what
I'm trying to tell him.
I can feel with him because I was Romo Dunze had about the bench, but I also had DeAndre Swift, so I was hoping tackle him at the one. Yeah, I completely get it, dude. Fantasy football is no joke.
But this is what I tried to explain to him. I go, James, think about it like this, right? If you had Saquon Barkley last year, all right, are you cool with having Saquon with giving up a few goal line rushes to Jalen Hurts every once in a while? Absolutely. So look at the macro, not the micro. All right. The macro is that this guy's going to continue to get you in the red zone and get you opportunities to score touchdowns. Right. Take that for what it is. And
so he gets hurt and AR comes in.
Jesus.
But yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Yeah. Let's not put that on the screen. Yeah, I like I said, I think the Colts look absolutely good, man. Like I said, we'll see what happens when AR takes over.
Good for them. Good defense. Great
it will
everything.
Come at some point.
AR's not taking over.
Danny Dimes will get nicked. It happens every year.
What is up with you? You just have to have Florida quarterbacks.
I don't. I
could
care less. I have no stake in the game. I will tell you that the Kyle Trask thing does piss me off, just simply for the fact of cut the guy. You're holding on to him like complete Bush League. Speaking of Bush League, we talked about the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots line being awfully sketchy.
Yeah.
But too sketchy to put the hard-earned money on it. Well, it was not sketchy at all. The Patriots 33, Dolphins 27. What a wild game this one was.
It was unbelievable sketchy. I'm so glad I didn't have money on this game. What do you mean? It can't get sketchier, bro. There's punt returns, there's kickoff returns, there's fucking interceptions everywhere, and there's points everywhere. And whoever had the ball last, you felt like was going to win. And then, of course, Tua just does Tua things and gets sacked on 4th and 12 in the game after missing a wide open Tyreek Hill. Yes. Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have money on this game. Absolutely.
At least they got something to go party to afterwards. Also Tyreek Hill facing more domestic abuse charges. So yeah. Keep it up, brother. Keep it up. I'll tell you
after the man's money, it's tough.
Yeah, whatever. I didn't have it. I didn't like a lot. I only put out one pick, and that was the Arizona Cardinals for Survivor and I tell you, dude, it's shit like this that makes me just not want to bet because there's no way in hell that should not have covered. I'm bringing it up right now because I just have to. Halftime, it was 20-3. At the end of the third quarter, it was 27-9. And then they just give them 13 points in the fourth quarter because they don't care. They're playing prevent defense. Carolina scores because you're giving it to them. They get Chuba Hubbard a meaningless touchdown. So I'm going against him in fantasy as well. There's a meaningless touchdown for Chuba Hubbard where they just let him go in. They get the onside kick. At this point, I don't even care. I don't care about survival. I hope they lose. I'm rooting for Carolina to come down and score because of your just
ineptness would be the correct term that you're looking for there.
And this is why I hate the NFL, man. You play not to lose. You should lose. They should have lost. That's absolutely trash. The game was in hand the entire way. There's no reason that 6.5 shouldn't have covered. None whatsoever. The Carolina, I don't know, did Arizona bench their whole defense in the fourth quarter? They might have. I didn't watch it because I turned it off because I thought it was over.
I think they had a few injuries on that defense as well, too, throughout the game. And I think that also played a factor as well. The fact that they got the onside kick too to get the ball back
I think
is
there's one thing that we can agree
objectively
on.
hilarious. And I don't know what the up back is thinking. The ball's coming right at him. He just doesn't see it, and it runs right into the guy, and they recover it. But I think the onside kick percentage recovery is like 5% since they changed the rules or something like that.
Less, but yeah.
Like it's insane. Then they get the onside kick. I'm just listen. Having Dallas and Arizona in Survivor this week, you feel like you have used some great luck. No matter how things shook out, you're skipping away at what happened. So,
yeah, I mean, I would happily agree. I just, like I said, no.
One more catch from Tetra McMillan would have been nice as well too. But
Well, I think we can say this:
would hit a 5-seamer, but
the
okay.
Carolina Panthers are cooked. You know, I had seriously thought that they would. Where is this? I thought that they were going to have a bounce back year. I really did. I really thought the way that they ended last year, I thought that they were going to bounce back, and they absolutely did not at all. And they looked terrible, absolutely terrible. So if you drafted any of those players, I was high on Chubba Hubbard as well. I was terrible. Tetris is getting some touches.
Tetris.
You know what's wild is I put out the Arizona Cardinals as my survivor, and I just realized I didn't get them in any of my survivor picks.
You didn't take them?
I think I forgot to change it. I took San Francisco, Cincinnati, the Rams, and Pittsburgh.
Holy shit. Well, you lost the Pittsburgh one.
And Ravens on the other one. Yeah, I lost Pittsburgh.
Did you see how that Pittsburgh game played out as well, too?
Oh, I did.
That was unbelievable. Keldon Johnson, who I'm like, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be great running back out of Iowa. He's going to replace Jalen Warren by the end of the year. Just has a mental lapse. And I loved the under again. And I told somebody last night, I said, if I ever talk about a Pittsburgh Steeler under again, slap the shit out of me. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm sorry.
That defense is not good.
It should be great on paper. What changed? All you did was add pieces from last year. You didn't lose anything. Why are they so bad? It doesn't make sense to me.
You know why, Jeff? Because they haven't had all the pieces throughout the training camp. And again, the first 4 games of the NFL season are the preseason.
That's playing why. Sam freaking Darnold, dude. Rodgers made some crazy.
Who looked like he was seeing ghosts to start with, then all of a sudden got dialed in.
Crazy. And so I have the under, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I'm like, oh, it's 14-14. It's like, whatever. Third quarter, winding down. I'm like, we're looking okay, actually. Seattle makes a field goal. I'm like, all right, 17-14. This thing might end like 21-17. We're good. They kick the ball off. Johnson forgets what's going on, and they recover the ball in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah. Well, it's no different than the Bears-Vikings game. You think everything's going good, and then the Bears give up 21 points in the fourth quarter.
If it makes you feel any better, I did start the Bears D in multiple leagues this week.
It does not make me feel better to see my friends lose or make bad decisions.
Fuck you, Dennis Allen. You got me negative 10 points in the big league.
I told you that from week 1, though. I did tell you that week 1. Yeah. This Bears defense is not as good as it's going to take time.
On paper, it looks great. Healthy.
I still think they got cooked in the secondary last year, but whatever. Speaking of getting cooked, are the Kansas City Chiefs cooked?
No.
Oof. The defending Super Bowl champions come up. Eagles 20, Chiefs 17. Until the Chiefs get some wide receiver help, bro. Patty Mahomes is out there on a one-man island. I feel like it's the same that maybe Brittany should be like Giselle. Well, he can't throw it and catch it to himself. A la back in the day. And I will tell you this, the tush push brotherly shove is an absolutely egregious play. The Eagles got away with at least 2 complete false starts where the 2 right tackles are literally across the line making contact before the ball's even snapped. To me, the helmets are all lined up in the neutral zone anyway. Like, we got to figure something out here. Like, this is, you can't have a play that's like this where you literally have somebody pushing somebody else, which again, couldn't do that back in the day with William the Refrigerator Perry. We got a touchdown call back for it back in the day. Yes, I'm going back that far. And here we are. lot of momentum was heading toward the Chiefs. Chiefs looked like they were going to take the lead the game. Travis Kelce, I don't know, bro. Is he seeing stars? Is something going on? I mean, we thought that he finally had his life together. It's going to be a great season, but he is not all there at the moment.
Terrible drop. I did.
I don't know, a terrible drop. You tipped it right to the DB.
Yeah, and like I loved the spot here for Kansas City. I thought it would be just kind of the game it was, right? Grind it out. You come down, you have a chance to go ahead. 3 minutes left in the end zone. Mahomes throws it right in your hands. You tip it up. DB intercepts it, takes it back 50 yards.
It was a little bit of a stretch, but yes.
Okay.
But yes, it hit me right in the hand.
You're considered one of the best tight ends of all time.
Correct. And I'm sure it's a catch he would tell you that he expects he should have made. Absolutely. 100%.
Ridiculous. That being said, the Chiefs get the Giants next week at home on Sunday Night Football.
Well, let me ask you this. If they lose to the Giants at home, which I think can happen, by the way.
If they lose to the Giants at home, they're cooked.
Are we tearing it down?
I don't know what you're going to tear down.
Actually, what is there? Actually, what is there to tear down?
I just think the roster is
not wide receiver help. There's nobody who's burning you. Hollywood Brown.
I mean, what are you're going to trade for a wide receiver when you're going to get Rashee Rice back after week 6? You know, you're going to get Xavier Worthy back maybe next week. You know,
that seems like a harsh penalty. Six games. Did somebody die in that thing?
I think that was the one where he ran into the back of the lady on the highway and fled the scene.
But nobody died, right?
Is that the level for 6 games that we're talking about is manslaughter?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Like manslaughter, you get 6, but like, you know, if you just injure a
vehicular homicide,
child,
I think vehicular homicide is going to be less. Yeah, I think if a vehicular homicide would be a full year. Caused a high-speed multi-car crash, Dallas. Sentenced to 30 days in jail, 5 years of probation, and a payment over $1 million civil settlement. He and another player were allegedly racing when Rice's Lamborghini hit the median, causing a chain reaction. So he was racing. 6 games? He paid the people off. That seems like a lot to me. I didn't see any serious injuries.
It doesn't seem like a lot to me at all.
6 games?
You're racing on the highway and causing accidents with innocent people around you.
Correct. And he paid them $1 million for their troubles.
So it's just about money. It's not about taking any responsibility for.
Well, you got 30 days in jail, 5 years probation, and you paid $1 million to the people that you affected. I'm pretty sure
you got a 6-week suspension from the NFL.
And I'm pretty sure the person that got into the wreck or whatever is pretty happy with the $1 million in their bank account.
Jeremy, I do hear Henry Ruggs is working out, and he will actually be released, I believe, coming up sometime this year or next year. They said he's going to try to make a return. See what happens.
Oh, come on, bro. Give me a break.
What? Give you a break on what?
We have a video of it. Did you know there was a video? Come on, man. Nobody got hurt here.
How do you know that?
A couple cars got spun around. Give me a break. Was he wrong? Absolutely, he was wrong. But give me a break. You paid $1 million for that? Nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. Did anyone?
Oh my God. This is like, what are we doing right now?
I'm talking
what
about.
What are we doing right now?
At least 4 people were injured. Oh, wait a minute. One person had a brain trauma and internal bleeding. Wow. Where did that come from? Okay. All right. That's a little different, I guess. Or was it just embellished to get a higher settlement? Who knows? Free Rashee Rice. I saw everybody, the players had that on their free Rashee, man. He's paid enough. He has paid his debt to society. Let him back
He's
on the
not.
playing field.
Okay.
Speaking of coming back to reality, the J.J. McCarthy-led Minnesota Vikings get absolutely pummeled by the Atlanta Falcons. Jeff, is this more of a testament to the Falcons' defense or to J.J. McCarthy playing someone other than the Chicago Bears?
Can it be both?
It can.
Can we say J.J. McCarthy missed wide open wide receivers and was objectively terrible? And I don't know why they don't let him utilize his legs at all. And I think Justin Jefferson is in hell right now. And AJ Terrell goes down for the Falcons and you lose your best corner and you still decide to not pump the ball down the field. I don't know. There's a lot going on here that I was confused about in the game. The Falcons looked pretty good. Penix looked okay. They did enough to kick field goals and get it in. And then all of a sudden, Bijan Robinson goes off for you. And you decide that at the end of the game, we're going to let Tyler Algier run it in. Bijan. So, yeah. I don't know. I've never been a JJ McCarthy fan. I couldn't believe that he won NFC Offensive Player of the Week last week. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous because he had one good quarter. I mean, just what is the NFL doing here?
One good quarter against the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Let's also put that in perspective.
And now we can.
So Russell Wilson.
The Bears were dominant the first three quarters.
Russell Wilson must be the player of the year this week.
Unbelievable. I still can't believe that Russ just went off for like 500 passing yards and like
would have played 55 points, dude.
Absolutely, just floating balls out there to Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, and nothing they could do.
Do I pick him up, Jeffrey? Do I start Russell Wilson?
No. Russell Wilson outdoors against the Chiefs on Sunday night?
I gotta do something.
No. Against Spagnuolo defense? No.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of just going with the Jacoby Myers, Geno Smith connection.
Sure.
I mean, unless somebody that's listening snags him up, but whatever. I'll pick up somebody else. I just don't care. I'm in shambles already, Jeffrey.
I mean, the Raiders do play the Commanders next week in Washington, so
yeah, we'll see. See what happens. Well, let's get into it. Got a couple Monday Night Football games here before we get into the I'm sorry, Mr. Unlimited. We do have a couple Monday Night Football games tonight. The Tampa Bush League Bucks heading into the Houston Texans. Bush League Bucks getting 2.5 points here, Jeffrey. How are you feeling about your game tonight with the Bush League Bucks?
This line is set at 2.5. It hasn't moved. Even when they announced that Wirfs and Godwin might be back, it didn't move. Now that they announced that they're out, it hasn't moved. It's just sitting there. And it seems like they're begging you to take the Texans at home less than a field goal is what I see. They're asking for money on the Texans, in my opinion.
So is that reverse psychology?
I probably won't bet this game. I don't really like to bet things that I'm already emotionally attached to. Or
That's a lie. That's a lie.
It sounds so good.
That's a bold-faced lie.
It sounds so good when you say it. It's like you're irresponsible, you know?
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, primetime unders, probably.
I mean, I think we both agree the Houston Texans have a good defense, right? And
yeah,
they didn't see a whole lot out of.
Should have beat the Rams last week if it's not for a weird fumble where the lineman like runs into CJ Stroud's hand or something like that, if I remember correctly, and he fumbles the ball. The Rams recover, and then that's the end of the game. But they're going down to score and beat the Rams in week 1. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it'll all come down to our defense and receivers. I know Christian Kirk is out. Nico Collins could have a big game this game, but we'll see how McCollum plays him. You know, he's our number 1 corner. There's a reason that we signed him to an extension. See what happens.
I wish I could say I'm rooting for you, but I'm not rooting against you.
The heel turn has been crazy for you in the Bucks.
You know, when you do dirty deeds, you get done dirt cheap. So the other game we have tonight is the LA Chargers heading into Las Vegas with Jacoby Myers and Geno Smith set to have a shootout here with Justin Herbert. Jeff, who do you like in this one?
Shootout.
Yep. Shootout.
I really don't like it either side here as well. I think it's 3.5. I think it's pretty much set there the entire week. Hasn't really moved.
Brock Bowers playing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in trading him?
For what?
Do
you want a quarterback as well too?
No.
Why?
I think I can just pick up a waiver wire. I think Justin Fields will be serviceable if and when his concussion comes back.
But he's out this week. I have Trevor Lawrence. I have Jordan Love.
Nah. I'd rather go Geno Smith. I think that's about the same.
All right. I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I don't know. 3.5. I don't really love. I think
game starts at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock tonight. Whose idea is this shit?
Fuck, dude. Like, and I gotta watch the Bucs game at 7 and try to last 6 hours.
Are you going out to enjoy the games this evening?
I believe I will. I believe I'll go have a beverage or two tonight.
Is that at the local watering hole, or are you going to go over to the stadium club?
It will be at the local watering hole, not stadium club.
I like that
to join me. Stadium club?
Oh.
You always say I don't invite you, so.
Yeah, you don't. Just when my wife's off, because she's off Mondays, and you know that I'm going to be probably handcuffed, so that's why you invite me.
You think that I know Bianca's schedule?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that I'm like, you know what? B's working tonight. B's off tonight. I'm going to invite Tyson so that he can't actually come, and then I look like a good guy that I invited.
Yep. Save him face. Save him face.
That would be wild.
It is wild. And you know what else is wild, Jeffrey? The University of Florida and the dog shit that they continue to put out on the field. Wow. Actually, 10-20 on this one, LSU and Death Valley. There was multiple opportunities to win this game. DJ Lagway throws 5 interceptions. That's going to be tough to overcome. I will say this with this game, obviously the Florida Gators have been to fans have been calling for Billy Napier's head for quite some time. I don't put this one on Billy. Honestly, I really don't. If you can hold LSU to 20 points, especially after having 5 turnovers over your offensive side, that's something to look forward to. I think that you had every opportunity. Again, you lost by 2 scores and throwing 5 turnovers. The coach can't control that. Now, the coach can control what the defense is showing him and try to guide him in regards to where the ball needs to be at. Could maybe design out some new plays. Some new plays that maybe aren't trying to throw the ball deep and wide over the middle. Maybe that's an offensive scheme that the head coach could come up with. But once again, Billy Napier is also calling the plays. So maybe we could look at that as far as that. The Florida Gators are absolute shambles, bro. Absolute shambles. I don't know where we go from here. This program has been in such turmoil since Tebow and Urban left. It's very, very sad. And, we have officially fallen from grace. We have officially fallen from grace. We are now one of the bottom-feeding teams in the SEC, in my opinion.
It's crazy that you threw the ball 49 times in a game that you scored 10 points. So as much as we can say this isn't on Billy Napier, there's got to be a little bit more balance there, especially in a game like this where clock management, game control, you held them to 20 points. I think that you needed to do a better job of not putting your quarterback into certain situations, and they didn't do that. So as much as I put this on DJ, and also let's keep in mind, DJ was hurt all offseason, right? He got pretty much no reps leading up and getting into camp, and then has pretty much been thrown in to pick up right where he
This was his first road SEC start.
So I give him a small pass when it comes to that, but the leash is starting to shorten, especially when you're out there doing Chipotle commercials, especially when you're out there, doing a lot of things other than football. I will say
getting paid,
which I'm all for. I've said, go get paid, go get your money, go get your bag. But there comes a point where it becomes about the football, because if it's not about the football, then you're not going to make the money anyway. And this is going to
I don't see I honestly don't see where this goes.
I don't know where the rest of it happens.
There is none. So that's the whole point. Again, you fire Billy Napier now. What does that do to your recruiting class? Apparently, there's also a clause in there that if the coach leaves mid-season, that you can hit the transfer portal immediately.
So that's one thing that I'm glad that you brought up that we can get into. There have been multiple teams now so far this year that have gotten rid of their head coaches. Virginia Tech is one of them. And the portal opens up, I want to say next week, where because of the ability to be under 4 games, you can technically take a red shirt and you can transfer out of the portal mid-season. You can transfer to another team mid-season. I don't believe if you transfer mid-season that you can play that year. I don't think people can just go to Virginia Tech and be like, I'll pay your offensive lineman to come here and play for us. But you are allowed to absolutely leave. And I think there's 3 or 4 teams that have gotten rid of their head coaches that are going to be in this predicament going forward. So not only is it a problem because you're losing your coach, but now you have guys who can hit the portal, and now your team is looking really depleted. I think in a certain aspect, it might be healthy for programs to get those guys out of there and reset. But yeah, it will be a problem, will be an issue.
So to your point, they can't immediately transfer. They can't enter the transfer portal during the special 30-day window that opens for them. Still must wait till next season to become eligible for competition.
But they keep their red shirt.
The ability to enter the portal at any time after a coaching change is a temporary exception to the standard transfer window, allowing players to explore options and transfer schools, but they are not eligible to play in the current season for the new institution.
What's up, DJ?
So, yeah, I mean, but at this point, if you are going to be firing Billy Napier anyway, and it sure looks like it is, okay? I mean, the writing's on the wall. I mean, you just went under 500 for your record at Florida during your entire tenure there, and this schedule is not going to let up. Now, again, there could be an amazing turnaround, right? If you rattle off some of these wins, you might bought yourself another season. I still don't think that that's going to happen. So I think that he probably gets the whole year, regardless of who's clamoring for him to be fired. But then again, then we start again, man. Here we go again. And the University of Florida is no longer a destination coaching job, right? Like when the university, well, this is what I'm going to get into. When the University of Florida, when Urban Meyer left, and even that, like, everybody wanted that job. Everybody wanted that job. The big names wanted the job. Anybody that's big, and then it slowly has declined to where never in my life did I think that a head coach from the Raging Cajuns would be coming over. Never in my life did I think none of the big names would want the job. Obviously, Lane Kiffin has continued the name that continues to be thrown around the University of Florida, has been for the past 3 coaches. I don't know. John Gruden's now in the mix, apparently. I don't know who. But at some point, at least I will say this, with a John Gruden or a Lane Kiffin, at least you have the namesake. I will say that. So the namesake alone probably buys you more time and able to build a program over a tenure. Whereas if you bring in somebody else that has not proven themselves on a Power 5 level, the magnifying glass goes from day one. And at 2 years, it's not done. They're going to be doing the same shit again, chopping for head. So I only thing to say is if you do bring in a Lane Kiffin or a John Gruden, you've got a pedigree that's coming with you, that you've been a past winner and have shown that you can build a program. That's going to give the Gator fans, I guess, a little bit more leniency and a little bit more timetable to be able to build the program. But if you're a no-name guy that hasn't been proven and you have turned it around in 2 years, which is not hard in this transfer portal, I'll say that right there. It's not hard. Look at what Florida State did. It's not hard with the transfer portal to be in NIL to bring in good players, but you have to build a culture. And that's the only thing I'm going to say. At least the name gives you time to build a culture versus a no name that's going to be chomping at your head after 2 years.
I think you're aiming too low. I would go big game hunting if I was the University of Florida. Depending on what the buyout is for Billy Napier, you have a great booster.
I'd go Marcus Freeman right off the rip. If I get Marcus Freeman away from Notre Dame, 100%.
I think you're aiming too low. I would go for Nick Saban.
He's not coming back. He's not coming back. I mean, God, if he was coming back, don't you think Alabama would want him back? I don't think he'd want to go back to Alabama. I will say that straight up.
I just don't see him going back to Alabama. I think Saban might like a new challenge. I don't know. I just.
All right. So who else besides Nick Saban?
Who else besides Nick Saban? I don't know. I mean, you try to go after like a Cliff Kingsbury, or a guy who's coached on a Power 5 level and has had success in the NFL. Does he maybe want to come back and be a head coach at a big time university?
Probably not. He's probably for his NFL. This is what I'm saying. It used to be, to your point, we only took the best of the best. Then we went down a rabbit hole where we stopped dropping big names. We went Ron Zook. We went
But look, bro, what one of your biggest successes is that you went and got a guy from Utah, right? Like you went and got Urban Meyer from Utah because he had a great season with Alex Smith and he went undefeated. And look what he did for that program. So
correct.
like, don't just count it out. You know what I mean? Like,
well, Utah's in what conference? The Pac-12.
Well, there's no more Pac-12 anymore.
But yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. One of my favorite football teams this year, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I mean, they play good people. That's all I'm saying. It's not a D2 or D3 school. I'm talking about a D1 school, Power 5.
You try to go get Matt Campbell, maybe? You know?
Like I said, my biggest thing would be Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame.
He's not leaving Notre Dame.
No, why not?
Because Notre Dame is going to go undefeated the rest of the year. They'll probably still make the college football playoff.
And let's get into that as well, because I absolutely do not think so whatsoever. And if they do, it's an absolute travesty for the college football.
Is something serious. I don't know if you've watched them at all.
No, I haven't.
Jeremy, what's his name? Carr? Right? Carr? That's his name? Dude, I watched that kid play in Texas A&M. I had the over in the game, which was like easy money. But just watching him play, bro, he is so good. He's like staring down receivers and then just turning his hips and firing to somebody else that he knows they're going to be in that spot. It was a joy to watch him play. He's like a better passing Riley Leonard in that sense of like he can still run, he can still move, but he has all the throws. It was impressive to watch. I thought. Unfortunately they lose the game. Obviously, unfortunately, Notre Dame loses because I thought they deserved to win that game against A&M. Did you see how the game ended against A&M?
No.
So A&M scores a touchdown to go ahead, basically on like fourth down with hardly any time left, right? They come down. And also the other problem is that the reason that they could score the touchdown is because the kid dropped the snap on the extra point. The last play, the Notre Dame defensive tackle breaks through and is up literally like about to sack the quarterback. And then I'm like, did he slip? And when they roll the replay back, the offensive lineman literally bear hugs his legs and tackles the dude from sacking the A&M quarterback. They throw no flag. A&M gets the touchdown. Game over.
This is just some highlights. I was going to try to scroll forward here. Let's see. So this one, no.
I don't know what you're.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't show it either. It's just that looks like highlights, not the ending. Clickbait headline, Jeffrey. Yeah, no, I could. You know, I put out the one of our shorts in regards to this game on Sunday after they had lost. Thanks for the love on that one. A lot of people agree with me as far as Notre Dame's schedule and being able to get into the playoffs. It's absolute horse crap. They had two games on their schedule. They had 2 games. They've lost them both. Now, unless one of these other teams further down the line beefs up their schedule and gets into the rankings, you had 2 ranked opponents all year. You lost to them. You don't deserve to be in the playoffs. I would love to see the strength of schedule, though.
We'll see if the committee feels the same way.
Well, I mean, but at the end of the day, does the committee actually care about fairness or do they care about ratings?
Where's Notre Dame in the AP poll?
They were 8th.
Correct. Jeremy, do you know? Let me look. I got it right here. Let's see. 21? That's the coaches poll. They're 21. 24 in the AP. They're still top 25. And they're going to win every game going forward. It is what it is. That's why I said preseason rankings are dumb. I hate them. It's the world we live in. Whoa, Ian.
I don't even see the strength of schedule here. I don't know. Jeremy, if you know what their strength of schedule is, I'd love to see it.
There's an AP voter that voted them ahead of Florida State this week. I just thought it was funny. Like they put his picture on Twitter and everything. I was just dying laughing. Ian, can we talk about Virginia Tech, man? I know you're here, homie. I'm looking at that line. I'm like, Virginia Tech's playing Old Dominion. How are they only favored by 4 or 5 points? There's no way. I look
Now
up at a
you
certain
know.
point. It was 35-0 Old Dominion. Obviously, the coach gets fired after the game. Well deserved. But Kyron Drones, who it looks like he has all the talent in the world, is ass. It's truly, truly wild how ass that kid is. Because it looks like he has tools. He should be good. But I couldn't believe it, bro. I was like, oh, like I literally sent it to like one of my group chats. I'm like, doesn't this ODU Virginia Tech number look weird? Sure as shit. It was weird in a different way.
Well, speaking of another one that pretty much came out this Brian Vandy going into South Carolina and just pummeling South Carolina at home.
Yeah.
There's no reason for this attack, dude. I didn't say shit about your college team.
Yeah, it was me. I was the one talking shit. Unfortunately, Lenora Sellers takes a shot to the head. The kid gets ejected for targeting. Sellers gets a concussion. At that point, the game was 14-7. When Sellers goes out, he wasn't great to start anyway. I'll caveat it with that. He was not great, but he takes a shot to the head. He goes out, and then, listen, Paiva just does what he does.
Florida State.
Notre Dame.
Did you have a bye week?
Oh, that's Lloyd Carr's grandson. I didn't know that. CJ Carr. No, we got a bye this week, and we play Kent State next week. Before playing Virginia, before playing Miami. So
USF going down to Miami the 18th. US 12 to what was it? 40. I got 49 here. Was that right? 12 to 49.
Yep.
So I guess that was right. Yeah,
like,
I
can't be correct. Man,
I was like, wait a minute.
I
forgot to type it. The Bulls. I think that, obviously coming off those 2 wins, Florida was just completely overhyped, overranked. I mean, we're seeing that it's just not the team. This was their first big test, and honestly, it is what it is. I would hold your head high. Jeremy, breaking news here: Jalen Johnson out indefinitely.
Did they try to rush him back? I'm like,
out indefinitely with a growing injury.
He was out with a groin. He missed week 1. They obviously miss him. Tyreek Stevenson is ass. And then he comes back to play week 2 and gets cooked.
Just pack it up, dude. Just pack it up. Just pack it up. Just pack it up. Take the over on every Bears game. But let's get back to this one real quick because I want to talk about USF real quick. Hang your heads up, guys. You just played you played a national contending team at home, and you held your own for a little bit, like first quarter, whatever. I think you still got to walk out of your head high. What do you think, Jeffrey? Is Miami just that legit now, or did USF come back to reality a little bit?
They're really, really good up front. Both lines are superb. They have tremendous skill, tremendous depth on both of them. And I always love football teams that start like that. That's where your building block is. So yeah, it's just sometimes it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is just one of those situations where there's some Jimmies and Joes that were a lot better on one side.
Jimmies and Joes. Well,
where they're a lot better on one side. Like we said before, USF, that team's gonna get poached a little bit this offseason. They have some dudes on that team who can absolutely play, and these big schools are going to come in and they'll throw a bag at them, and they'll be on different teams next year. But it's cool and fun to watch this year.
Crazy that dropped them out of the top 25. I mean, what?
But Notre Dame
0-2 is sitting at 24. Yeah, what a world we live in. Another big loss here, Jeffrey. The Tennessee Volunteers losing a heartbreaker to Georgia. And as we said at the beginning, it's been a theme of the show. # kickers matter.
Yep, absolutely matter. This game started off, and in one of my chats, Chad is like, we got to take the live under here. He's like, it is 14-7 in the first quarter. The total is 69.5. He's like, they got to get to 70. There's no way. I'm like, I'm riding with you. This SEC, they're going to slow down a little bit. There was no brakes on the rape train. This was just back. Like, it was very entertaining to watch. Neither of them played defense whatsoever, which is stunning for a Kirby Smart team to come out and look like that. But they walk out with a win And I guess at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Stockton looked good. I like the quarterback from Tennessee as well, too. That, in my opinion, will not be the last time that they, have something like that go that way. So
I agree. I'd also like to talk to the writer that voted Oregon number 1 in the nation.
Why?
Because they have a vote for number 1 in the nation. I don't see that. I don't see that. How are you going to put them over Ohio State, LSU? Well, not LSU or Miami. Penn State, I'll give you because Penn State really hasn't played anybody yet. Who is Oregon played?
We'll play Oregon in like 2 or 3 weeks. So
beautiful. Anything to wrap us up on the college front, Jeffrey?
Go Bucks.
Big Bucks. I mean, I hate to end this, but it's just they've really have messed with my fandom, Jeffrey, because like it's coming to the point where I'm starting to feel hatred towards the team, and I've got no skin in the game. Obviously, I've rescinded my fanhood for the most part, but it's just like, come on, man, let's do the right thing here. Let's cut the kid. Let's cut it. Yeah, exactly. And I don't know what he said there. It's some train, freight train. I think that's what he said. Yeah, we'll see. Still, again, I'm not rooting against you, but I'm not rooting for you.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting game tonight. I just think the way this line hasn't moved, and they set it at 2.5. It's begging you to take Houston. So the play would be to take, but I
need Jacoby Myers to show up in the night game.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
I need Brock Bowers just to score some points so I don't lose the survivor in fantasy with the low score.
What is the low score at the moment?
Let me look.
I'm looking right now. Ooh, 96.63. That's you. No, looks like Sean is only projected for 92.9. And he's sitting at 77 right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. And I mean, you have I mean, I don't know.
I need
you also have who's projected for 93. Is that
I'm sitting at 93.
No, not who are you playing?
Jeremy.
Okay, so Jeremy only has 61. He's projected for 93. So there's that one as well too.
He's got Baker going tonight.
Yeah, I don't love that matchup.
Gigantor.
Yeah.
So if I feel pretty good if I can come out with a win this week. Let's go ahead and bring in the 3-time here. He's got the headphones on. He's ready. If I can get out of this week with a win with Joe Burrow going out, putting up 9.8 and Derrick Henry only putting up 2.3 points, I'm going to feel pretty happy about myself, at least for this week. And shout out to all of you guys that are in fantasy baseball. Championship week is upon us. Good luck to all of you. I was talking to the 3-time. Jeffrey, I could get your opinion on this real quick before we get into Arizona missions. So this league is kind of it's a league that I got into for the reasons, whatever, to get associated with a certain group of people. But it's also a league that doesn't do any shit talking throughout the year. There's no group chat. Like the number 1 and number 2 seed just got knocked off after their buys this week. There's nothing in the group chat. I was going to exit the league after this year. If I win, I'm either going to get first or second. But if I win, can I still leave the league after winning?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What about if I get second?
More of you can leave the league. But why would you? Obviously, you have an advantage. It's money. It's not about what you're trying to make friends. Like
it's just I don't know. I mean, I guess it's money, but there's a lot involved with baseball, dude. As you know, it is 3 times.
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot involved, but it's not like I don't have the time, I guess. But I don't know. It's kind of like what we talked about in our league. Like I do it because like I want the shit talking. Like I want the back and forth, and there's just none of that in that league. So we'll see what happens. 3 times. Any errors, omissions, or concerns from today's show? You're on mute.
Sorry, I had myself muted. There we go. Notre Dame strength of schedule 38th by BetMGM, 39th by Phil Steele, 57th by Sports Grid. CJ Carr,
that's out of how many?
116.
Whatever teams.
118.
Really,
teams.
Jeff? Whatever number of teams there are.
I said 100 and whatever teams.
Oh, I thought you just said whatever teams.
Whatever teams there are.
CJ Carr, yes, the grandson of Lloyd Carr. That's was a really cool thing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That kid is good, man.
he's
I don't. That kid is good.
That
the
boy's
other-
good.
Watching him against Texas A&M and watching him against Miami, I was like,
very good.
I like him. And listen, y'all haven't had a quarterback like that since who? Like Jimmy Clausen,
Oh,
right?
God, don't
Like
bring up Jimmy
like that
Clausen.
was like
oh man,
Brady
that was
Quinn. You know what I
Brady
mean? Like when
Quinn.
was the last time y'all had Everett Golston?
Ron Paulus, Rick Meyer.
You know what I mean? But then Golston went to Florida State for a year. I don't know. It was just I haven't seen it at Notre Dame in a long time, and so when I saw it, I was like, man, that kid can play. What are we doing?
God damn, that boy can sing.
Must be crazy.
He good.
Must be crazy.
Okay.
The other thing, Rashee Rice.
That boy good.
Rashee Rice did flee from the scene. That was the reason he got in so much trouble because he
Yeah.
left people that were injured. Let's see.
Kind of a
What
fucked
else?
up thing to do.
Henry Ruggs is
6 games.
eligible for pardon
Yeah.
in June of 2026.
Next year, correct? Yeah.
Yes, next year. That's when he'll be available.
Yeah.
And he's doing the jailhouse workout to be ready.
yes, doing
But
jailhouse work.
he's supposedly staying in football shape. Never been in better shape in his life. When
And,
I hear from my inside
yeah.
sources inside
You know,
Cook County.
it's just one of those things, bro. Where
He's in Las
you know
Vegas.
he's gonna get another
He's
shot.
He's in Nye County.
What is it? Clark? Oh, Clark County.
He just said Nye County.
No, it is Clark County. He's right.
It's Clark
Nye
County.
County's next
Yeah.
door. I
Cook
forgot
County is Chicago, right?
about- Cook County, Chicago.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
What? You know how I remember that? It's
Block
watching-
from one of your rap songs.
No, from watching The Fugitive from back in the day with
Oh,
Harrison
Cook-
Ford and Tommy Lee Jones.
Great show.
I
Great show.
remember they were at Cook
I didn't
County.
kill my wife.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
care.
one-armed man. It was the one-armed man.
One armed man.
You know
Crazy.
how much? You know what's even crazier? How much that actually happens in real life, where the wrong person is jailed. Not my life.
Very-
I went to jail every
very
time.
much.
Yeah, I was always in the wrong and I was never falsely accused of anything. I was like, I definitely did that shit. You are correct, officer. My bad.
Absolutely. All right. Anything to close us out with, boys?
Jeremy, you making your return to the plaza?
Nope. I have not been in 9 days.
Is that you just being dry, or is that you just not?
No, I'm
being
not dry. No, not dry. Not dry.
Oh,
at all.
okay.
Not dry at all. No.
Okay.
No, just taking a break from that area. Just wanted to
What up, Buff?
get away for a little while.
Okay. All right, man. Hey, listen, man. Everybody got to do a reset. You know, Ian. Shout out Ian over here in the chat. Man, it's like 5-6 weeks, no alcohol. So
What's going on with the baby front? Is do we not know yet
baby's not coming?
at all?
Yeah, like no, I don't know. They're just waiting, bro. Like any day now. It could happen now. It could happen, whenever. If he did what he told me he was going to do last night, it should be happening in the next 24 hours. I don't know if that was proprietary information I wasn't supposed to share, but
Yeah.
Prenatal advice on your uninformed fan bingo card today. Please check that one off.
I got it
Jeff
all.
Jeff does have expertise in that, so
I have Jerry has been to Cook County Jail. You actually no,
I have not.
He didn't go
I
to
have
Cook
not.
County Jail. He chose the ambulance ride
I chose the ambulance.
and the
ride.
$1,500 instead of going to jail.
Yep.
Which is wild that a cop gave you an option, by the way.
What? A $1,500 ambulance ride to go to jail?
Yeah, I was a block and a half away from my hotel, and I got a
Public
$1,500 ambulance ride instead, and
Or-
watched a homeless man shit in his pants and then throw it at the nurse in the ER.
So
Go ahead, get into it real quick.
you're walking down the street.
So I was.
No,
it
he
was
was
my.
out.
I was. It was my first big trip to Chicago by myself. I was having a great time. I was walking back to my hotel. I dropped my lighter, and when I stepped off the curb to pick up my lighter, I tripped, and I was laying there, and I'm laughing my ass off, just laughing. And I go to light my cigarette, and
In the
I feel a
curb.
hand
In the gutter.
on the sidewalk, and I feel a
Are
hand
you,
on my
wait,
chest.
are you physically still laying down?
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
gutter?
I'm laying on my back on the sidewalk, just laughing, and I'm about to light up a cigarette, and I feel a hand on my chest, and it's the Chicago Police Department. And
CPD.
he goes, hey, you got two choices right now. I was like, what's up? He's like, you can either go to jail or you can go to the hospital. And I went, for what? And he's like, that's your choices. You don't get anything else to say. And I was like, well, it looks like I'm going in an ambulance ride.
What a dick.
Yeah. I was literally a block and a half away from my hotel.
You should have said, "Can I take the ambulance to my hotel?"
Yeah.
You can drop me off in front.
That's what I would just get. Hey, ambulance guys, here's $100. Instead of taking me to jail, here's $100 for you. Here's $100 for you.
Yeah. So
Take
I
me
went
to the hotel.
So I went to Northwestern Medical Hospital and got to witness that fun scene. And I'm sitting there and in my little on the.
I'm confused though. When you go in, what are you going to the hospital for?
They gave me 3 jugs of water, is what they did. They did nothing else for me. I was sitting there the whole time, just like I was strapped in. I was strapped in. I didn't have handcuffs on, but I was strapped in, and they wouldn't let me. I was like, "Can I go?" And he's like, "No, you're drunk." And I'm like, I'm watching everything. I'm like, I can tell you everything that's going on. They wouldn't let me go. So
that's wild.
It's
money grab.
Later. It is. The CPD has a thing with the ambulance drivers, and they will, because the ambulance gets paid, not the hospital. So the ambulance drivers get paid. So I had
it's just third party.
Yep, $1,500, and then I had to walk 22 blocks back to my hotel at 4:30 in the morning.
We're just having story time over here
Because this was before
we already skipped over the Jets.
No, it was not.
This is not before Uber. This is like a year and a half ago. It's like 2 years ago, maybe.
You know what I found sometimes when it comes to me when walking places and doing stuff like that, like for some reason, at the end of the night, sometimes that $5 Uber ride is just I'll walk it.
I told Jeremy though, I said, "Look, bro, I go, it's way better that you got tapped on your chest by a CPD than somebody
got shit
who was
by the homeless guy." Really
like,
rape you in the alley.
It could have been way worse. That's all I'm gonna say.
Jeff,
well, I don't,
Chicago.
I don't see Jeremy going down O Block.
You know the neighborhood we were in. It's not. It was. I mean,
you were in the Gold Coast. You were in the Niagara Triangle.
I had just left Kitty's at the North. Yeah.
So we'll save this for another time. But imagine I was 18-year-old kid in a 4-cylinder Mustang trying to find the Michael Jordan game at the United Center and ended up in Cabrini Greens. We'll save that story for another time. Everybody, thanks a lot for coming out and showing love. Gene, welcome in on the tail and Buffy and Ian coming out of the grave. Justice, as always, appreciate your loyalty and support, even though you're fantasy poor. And
in the gutter.
And I'm with you. I'm with you now, Justice. We are fantasy poor together. Maybe that was my karma from the last one. All right. I appreciate everybody. If you do have to be driving over this week, please stay out of the left-hand lane, please.
Which what? Be great.
What
happened?
Fast.
What happened?
Nothing.
Shambles.
We're still live.
Oh, we already did the taglines and everything, though.
I was literally trying to click the button, and you're telling me what happened.
Yeah, well, what happened? You should redo the sign off, is what I'm saying, because that's bad juju.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks everyone for coming in tonight. Today. Let's do it again. One Take Tyson is having issues. That's going to do it for us today on the Uninformed Fan. Appreciate all the love across socials. Justice Ian, Gene showed up in the last second. Appreciate you guys all. If you do happen to be driving this week, please stay out of the left-hand lane.
Be great.
Bear down.